Our Fremont Public Schools Superintendent, Mark Shepard. Good morning. Nice to have you
Good
here.
morning. Good to be here.
At least you still have a smile on your face, even though I said snow.
Snow. Yeah, the nasty four-letter word, and here we go.
Oh, man. Yeah, we don't want that. But we knew it was coming. We've had relatively good weather till now, but these heavy rains, boy, it makes it a little bit different for late in the fall here, doesn't it?
Well, yesterday I felt like I maybe had moved to Seattle. I couldn't figure it out.
I know it.
Crazy.
I hear you. Let's get an update on the schools and what's happening there as far as COVID-19. Give us an update on numbers right now.
So our numbers are still relatively the same. I'd say over the last probably month, we've been between 15 and 25 students with a positive case, and in the single digits below 5 for staff with a positive case. And maybe that's where we're just going to settle in, I guess. I don't know. We've been trending, a little bit up, a little bit down, but it seems like that's about where we are.
Mm-hmm.
I think we made it through, for the most part, the Delta variant, and we saw, a bit of an uptick, and then it kind of settled back down. And, we have some increased protocols in place, and we're going to meet this afternoon with Archbishop Bergen and with Trinity and Three Rivers Public Health to kind of talk through, do we keep those protocols, advanced protocols in place, or, what's working, what's not working? Do we adjust those a little bit? But, for the most part, I think we're managing it pretty well. And, we just need to keep messaging that if you're sick, stay home. I did a little traveling over the weekend, and there's a big billboard I saw that basically said the same thing. And I think that's really the key, because the key to not spreading the virus is to not be around people when you're sick. So hopefully we can continue to do that, and hopefully, we'll just continue down this path.
Yeah, I know you're always communicating with Three Rivers Public Health, but we really haven't talked much about the school nurse, and that person probably has a good finger on the pulse of what's happening in the school. Are you seeing more, I guess, or more flu-like symptoms?
Well, we're starting to see the kind of flu and cold season a little bit. We've had some strep throat. We know that. I'm not sure we've had any confirmed influenza yet. And last year we pretty much didn't have influenza. So it'll be interesting to see how that works this year with people maybe not having as much immunity as they've had in the past in regard to influenza. But, Lois Crone and all of our school nurses just do a great job of making sure our kids are healthy, making sure they're communicating with parents if a child's sick or if they have a fever, but the message still is the same, that they definitely need to stay home if they're sick, and if they have a fever, they need to stay home for 24 hours fever-free.
Yeah.
And that's important, because we know that fever is one of the kind of easier signs to detect for not just COVID, but anything else that's going on in our students.
Yeah, many of those students will be grade school students, and maybe some middle schoolers will be partaking Halloween weekend. And Sunday will be a little crazy. I kind of think of it as the same as the 4th of July. Be very careful out there, because you never know what's going to pop out in front of you.
It is. It's a fun holiday for the kids, fun times where they can get out and get a bunch of candy and go trick-or-treating. And, just kind of drivers beware, because the kids aren't focused at all on their safety necessarily, crossing streets and that type of thing. They're excited to get to the next house. And there'll be lots of people out. Looks like you got a good forecast for that.
Yeah, it's looking good there.
Before the nasty four-letter word on Monday, but at least allows them the opportunity to get out and trick or treat. And then we're off school on Monday. We do have professional development going on Monday, so our teachers will be in. They'll be working on curriculum, working on preparing for the classes that they're teaching, and then our overall curriculum overview. But I think so that gives us a day of reprieve after the kids get kind of, full of candy.
Oh, yeah. And some of that goes into the backpack and probably comes to school, I would imagine.
Assume it probably does.
Yeah. Not to get way off track, but have you carved a pumpkin yet?
I'm not really a pumpkin carver. I did make a homemade pumpkin pie. My son was in town last week, and he was telling his sisters how he remembered one time many, many years ago. He thinks it was 2004. Now, I don't know how in the world Clayton remembers back to 2004,
Yeah.
but he was pretty certain it was an election year, he said. So he thinks it was 2004 that we'd made a homemade pumpkin pie, and we hadn't done that for quite a while. And so we did. I carved that pumpkin, I guess I would say, and started from scratch, and it came out really, really well.
I just mentioned that because we are having a pumpkin carving contest online where you can enter your pictures. So if you want to do that, you can still
carve pumpkins. So maybe I need to get some of those pictures from our front steps right now and get those enlisted.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah. You'll have to post that.
Mine would have to be a pumpkin pie.
Okay,
And I
all right.
carved it.
Very good. Getting back to the fall sports season, man, it's been a fun year. State cross country last week had an awesome day out at Kearney Country Club.
Unbelievable. Wow. I mean, you just can't say enough about the way all of our student athletes have performed this fall. Ellie Dahl just smashed the state record at that cross country course. And what a great comeback for Ellie, because last year she spent a lot of the year injured. Previous year, state champion, and she just blew away that state record. And all of our cross country runners did a great job. The girls ended up with runner up. Boys ended up state champions again,
And
back to
just
back.
eked it out. Man, that was close.
Unbelievable. And it's interesting how those numbers just kind of fall into place. And it's not just the first and second place runners that count. It's all the way down
It's
the
the
line.
whole way. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, that's for sure.
You know, we've had a great fall. Our softball team did great. Our football team just barely missed getting the state. Softball
Makes me
barely
think
missed
back to
getting
that
the
Grand
state.
Island game, and I'm like,
I know.
if we could have just won that game.
So many opportunities, absolutely. But you know what? They've competed hard. They've done a great job, and played some of the best teams in the state right up to the wire. And last night, volleyball was exciting. The girls are going to get into the state tournament. They played a very talented West Side team last night, and but they're going to be in. I believe they play next Wednesday at 5:00, and that'll be against Papio South, which everybody kind of thinks is maybe better than everybody else. But you know what? That means they're ripe for the pickings.
That's
It's maybe
right.
time to get in there and show them what we can do, and hopefully we. I know we're going to support them. Our community does a great job, whether it's Fremont High or Archbishop Bergen. We do a great job of supporting our student athletes and supporting our teams. One other program that's really done a great job this last fall is our band. And last Saturday night, our band performed at Seacrest. They don't have an official state competition, but it's very much a state competition. And they performed a superior rating, which is the first time in many, many years. And so, band director Doug Bogatz and all of our students involved in band just need to be congratulated and celebrated, because that's another activity that involves a lot of students. Many of those students also participate in another fall activity, whether it's the fall play or the activities in the sports that we've just talked about.
Yeah, that is for sure. That is a big deal. Were you a band member in high school?
I actually was. Yeah, in my senior year, I was the drum major. So
I was a trombone. Yeah.
yeah, no, I played the trumpet, not the trombone.
Nice.
Yeah. I always kind of wanted to play the trombone, but I don't know if it was too expensive or what. But Dad kind of steered me towards the cornet trumpet route. So
Very good. Yeah. The band. Congratulations, there, man. That's a big deal to receive the superior rating at the marching contest. And
it's a really big deal.
yeah. Congratulations there. I think that's about all we have this morning. But
That is about all we have.
That's good.
Yeah, it is good. We continue to work on the plans for the bond issue projects. We'll be spending the morning this morning with our professional team. Spent a lot of time yesterday, went through the high school, kind of getting into the nooks and crannies, getting a better handle on exactly what that looks like as far as it goes in the planning stages. And so they're getting their questions answered, the professional team, and then they're giving us some design options to kind of react to. So we'll continue down that path. Milliken Park, yesterday we were in that building as well, and it's going to present some challenges, taking an open space design school built in the 70s and kind of closing up some of those spaces and making it a much better learning environment.
Yeah.
But I think, you know what, it's an exciting time for sure.
Oh, for sure. That is, you go through all the details, but once you get past that and you start seeing what the designers come up with and the architects, oh boy, yeah.
Yeah. That's and you know what? We will continue to update the community at our monthly board meetings, and then we'll post information to our website from those monthly board meetings. But next spring we'll see some shovels in the ground, and maybe by next fall, getting towards winter, we'll have some walls up and some roofs over some of our facilities that are going to be under construction.
Very good. All right. Mark Shepard, thank you. We appreciate the time.
All right. Thank
the
you.
Superintendent of Fremont Public Schools with us this morning here on the Big Dog, 98.9 FM and 1340 AM.